lot of you clicked that like button on my video for Secret Life of Pets, and many of you asked for me to talk about Secret Life of Pets 2 a few times. So here's everything you missed in Secret Life of Pets. Meow.
Is he okay?
Not in any way, no.
Ah, kids. Everybody loves them, right? You probably love kids. I gotta admit, I don't. That's me, by the way. I'm Max.
Yeah, that's Max, but if you think he sounds a little bit different, that's because he is different. In the first Secret Life of Pets, he was voiced by the comedian Louis C.K., but Illumination dropped him out of fear of being politically correct. And they replaced him with a rat.
Ugh, can you believe that?
Okay, well, he's not really a rat. That's the voice of Patton Oswalt, who is also voice of Remy from Ratatouille, who was hired to replace Louis C.K. to voice Max.
You probably love kids. I gotta admit, I don't.
But as far as Max not liking kids, that's actually true. Max is a Jack Russell Terrier, and though they can be great dogs for families with older kids or kids that are responsible enough to know how to treat your dog, they are, however, known to snap at kids that pull their ears and do all sorts of mean things to them. They don't tolerate little kids that are mean. According to Chris Melendry,
6 hours later. Much later.
According to Chris, this guy, the founder and CEO of Illumination, Max was actually designed after his own personal dog. Part of the reason why these books are blurry and we don't see a lot of signs or text on shirts like this awesome shirt is because they built this movie for global power. Box office sales. Instead of just local tickets. In fact, domestically they only made $157 million, which I wouldn't mind having $157 million or $1 million or $1. But foreign ticket sales made even more, totaling $263 million. Here's what I'm talking about, okay? You want an example? Here's an example of how the movie was made for worldwide sales instead of just domestically or in America. In some cultures, cows are sacred, so you don't eat the cows or kill the cows or feed the cows to your pets. So having beef cat food would be totally offensive. That's why they have fish, chicken, and meat, because no one apparently cares about fish or chicken. But no, we can't touch the cow. One shirt, however, that they did take some time to show off was the one with this kid at the dog park. It looks a lot like a hammerhead version of what appears to be the famous Jaws logo. You know, the movie Jaws, the reason why I'm scared to swim in a swimming pool. I also looked at this toy boat way too long, and I was trying to manipulate it to look like the boat from Jaws, but it's just not the boat from Jaws.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
One thing that we can read, though, is that there's a book in the bedroom that says it's somebody's diary. All we can read, though, is that it's Elle's diary. E-L-L-E. I'm guessing this is a reference to Christelle Balkan. Almost bacon, but not quite.
Bacon? Sounds good.
Who's that? That's the co-producer. Another reading that may not be an Easter egg, but more of an insight to help us understand the characters a little bit better. And that's the books that are inside Pop's house. This book here is How to Remain a Gentle Man.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. Hey man, what is going on? What? This is awesome! Wow!
So Pop perhaps realizes that he does have a temper, or does his owner have a temper? But at least he's working on it. We all have those New Year's resolutions that we're gonna save for next year. And apparently the owner's a little bit paranoid since he has a book that is saying, "Is my dog a hypochondriac?" Hypochondriac. And the word of the day is hypochondriac.
What's that?
That's thinking that you have diseases that you don't really have.
Oh my god, I have that.
Cool guy, a little bit weird. We like weird. When Snowball tries to escape and runs into Little Sergi. Little Sergi! If you listen, he calls him Bonzo.
Oh, it's just this weird little guy. Why don't you just go back to wherever you belong, Bonzo? Because I don't want to have— Ow!
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
Round 1. Fight!
Ow, 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 ow!
Finish him!
Ow, ow, ow!
Brutality.
Why don't you just go back to wherever you belong, Bonzo? Bonzo. Bonzo.
Bonzo was a monkey from an old movie called Bedtime for Bonzo. Of course, little Sergi isn't a very good monkey. He doesn't even know the proper way to open a banana. In case you're one of the people that don't know how to open bananas, you don't open them from the top, you open them from the bottom. Ba-dum-bum-bum, survey time! So what do you think? Do you think The Secret Life of Pets was better, or The Secret Life of Pets 2? Vote. Big Sergi is voiced by comedian Nick Kroll, and this isn't the first time being a bad guy in an animated movie. He also is the voice behind Professor Poopy Pants from Captain Underpants.
The perfect cover!
So what's crazy about this though is Kevin Hart voiced Snowball, right? We know that.
I know, right?
Because he's a tiny character.
No.
Sorry, short person joke. And obviously Snowball is the good guy, and Nick Kroll voiced Sergi, who's the bad guy, right? Well, in Captain Underpants, Kevin Hart voiced George, one of the main good guys, who fought Professor Poopy Pants, who was voiced by Nick Kroll, who's one of the bad guys! They literally fought each other before in a different world! One famous voice that we can't ignore is the voice for Rooster, who is the coolest dog in the movie. Sorry, Max. And he's voiced by none other than Harrison Ford.
What, the cone block in your view? It's got my name on the side.
This is Harrison Ford's first animation that he actually voiced in, so welcome to the animation world, Harrison Ford. Now, most of you probably haven't heard of Bonzo before, but I'm betting that most of you have heard of the Minions. And if you haven't heard of the Minions by now, Snowball's owner, Molly, is a fan of the Minions. If you look in her bedroom, on her nightstand, you will see a Minions alarm clock with a bullhorn. There's a few moments in the movie that we see this Minion appear on screen. The music video at the end has the Minion again as well. And that pile of candy is the same pile of candy that Agnes used to catch her little unicorn. Even though Molly took off her costume before school, if you look closely, she forgot to take off her superhero belt. Or did she not forget and just wanted to wear it to school? I don't know.
Stealth mode.
Huh? What was that noise?
Let's go!
Back to the news. Another time we have a hidden minion is when Daisy and Max try to rescue Hugh the tiger from Sergi at Happy Sergi's Circus of Fun. Then when the plan starts to fall apart and Max is at a point he is running for his life, if you watch all the stuffed animals in the corner, you're gonna see a minion hanging up there. Cute little guy.
Anybody comes in here looking for trouble? Oh, well, they gonna meet my partners. I'm talking about Paw and Order.
Paw and Order is a pun on the TV show Law and Order. Pretty sure you figured that one out, if you did it. So apparently, Pops has a list of good dogs and bad dogs. And apparently there are 2 bad dogs. If I had to guess, I would say one would be the cat because it's a cat. Why else do you need a reason?
But you can't eat cats. You can't eat cats, Kevin.
My guess is the second one would probably be Tiny because he's the owner's new pet. Why? Because Pops is intimidated at the fact that Tiny is probably going to be replacing Pops when Pops goes off to heaven. Of course, this one over here chews on Pop's tire, so maybe that's the other bad dog. Of course, then again, he likes it when dogs poop in human shoes.
I pooped in a boot. Your owner won't find it for weeks.
My dog's never done that, because I have a good dog. At the very end, if you wait till all the credits play out, you're not going to see a post-credit scene. But if you listen, you will hear Rooster or Harrison Ford say, "Okay, moment's over." Gotta love it.
Okay, moment's over.
Now I get it, this movie is geared towards kids and there's talking dogs, so it's not supposed to be realistic. But there's a few things in this movie that I have to tell you because they bug me, so I want them to bug you. If you've ever been on an airplane, you probably noticed the emergency exits have the most legroom. But come on, look at this aisle. This seat doesn't have enough legroom for a guinea pig. But this aisle here has enough room that you could play Wii Sports in it.
Nice throw!
Another problem is the car ride. Until a kid outgrows their car seat, they're supposed to be facing backwards, not watching the front of the road. Why? So that way if they get in a crash, the baby doesn't die. Calm down, just chill. Another thing is this movie is obviously targeting kids, but they're promoting putting a dog in a dishwasher, which is not funny at all, and if you do that, You're probably gonna kill your dog! But the news media has no problems about this. But could you imagine if a YouTuber made a video about that, even if it was an animated version?
Yes, I can. Come on, Evangeline.
Also, why is the city randomly letting wolves run around terrorizing the neighborhood? Where's the dog catchers? We saw them in the first movie. And I get it, their truck is at the bottom of the ocean, but hello, tax dollars, the city's gonna buy a new truck for them. And someone please tell me that that's not the top of their wedding cake. Is this a new trend now, saving the top of your cake for memories? Now you don't even get to eat the cake? What is it, like 5 years old? There's maggots growing in it. Disgusting, throw it away. Take a picture, it will last longer. It's so hot in here. I'm not sweating, I sneeze through my armpits. It's a condition, okay? Speaking of clowns, yeah, that's scary. Recognize the clown though? He was in another movie. Am I the only one that finds it suspicious that they have a clown trash can?
There he is!
Huh?
And the kid's holding a red balloon?
What?
And there's a drainage ditch?
Okay.
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 I know some of you are gonna scream to the moon over this one, but I have to say it because I can't help it. They showed the moon so many times and in so many different sizes that I have to say it. It's the same moon from Despicable Me. A good dog though is Maru. Who's Maru? It's the dog on the wall in Liam's bedroom. That dog is a famous dog on Instagram.
I love you!
Subscribe so you don't miss our next adventure. Let me know what movie you want to talk about next. But remember, most importantly of all, gents and gentlettes, share a smile. They are contagious.
Hey, share a smile. They're contagious. Can you imagine a day without smiling? Whew, that would be outrageous. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with Crazy Nate. Make sure to leave a thumbs up if he left you feeling great. Have fun and we'll see you next time. And don't forget to subscribe.